Moikka! Tervetuloa mun kanavalleni. Kiva kun olet täällä. Hello everyone. I am Sisu Swan, a 49-year-old adult ballerina from Finland. Today I have been at the studio trying on my new pointe shoes and also using my old pointe shoes. And it was a very interesting comparison. I noticed how soft my old shoes have been. So I have been using the Russian Pointe Reveal, the softest shank that there is available, and they are quite nice in my feet. So they are supportive and they are comfortable, if pointe shoes can be said to be comfortable. But now when I compare them to the Russian class 46, I noticed a big difference. And perhaps the very soft shoes have also been a reason why I haven't been able to do certain movements in the center. As I am quite big, so I am 175 centimeters and I am an adult, so I'm quite heavy. Then I must also need rather strong shoes when I'm practicing pointe exercises. But this was very interesting.
Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm continuing my pointe shoe journey. As a late starter dancer, I'm sharing my honest progress with you. If you watched my last video, you might notice that there is no massive magical leap in my technique today. And that is because progress takes time, consistency, and a lot of hard work. But we are not giving up. While I love doing these self-practices at the studio, I always want to remind you that having a good teacher and taking proper pointe classes is absolutely essential for your safety and growth. So do not practice on your own without also taking some pointe classes. Today I am also doing a little battle of the shoes. I'm currently torn between two different models, the Russian Pointe Reveal and the Russian class RC-46. That is because they both have their pros and cons. So let's dive into the details. I started my exercises with the Russian Pointe Reveal, and as my pair of pointe shoes is getting quite soft at this moment, it is very good for the bar exercises so that I can really articulate my feet and build strength in my feet, ankles, and the whole body. And I have to say that I really like this shoe. It is very comfortable, and especially now when I have used it quite a lot, they are very soft and they have molded into my feet very nicely. I can say that the box is roomy enough for my toes, but as the crown of the shoe is quite low, then I don't sink inside the shoe. That is just absolutely perfect for my feet. The wings of the shoe are very soft, so they don't pinch my feet at all. I pretty much cannot even feel them. And that is how I like my shoes. I want the shank of the shoe to be nice and supportive and strong, but the wings, they can be quite soft, and this is just perfect for that. And also in this pair of Russian Pointe Reveal, which has the FS shank, so that is the softest shank. The shank felt supportive at first, but unfortunately it softened quite quickly, and I have to say that perhaps a little too quickly, because I'm not dancing on pointe every day, perhaps once a week at the moment, and still it feels that the FS shank, it just breaks down rather quickly. So that's a minus for these shoes. And in addition to that, I would really want to have sewn in or stitched leather caps in my pointe shoes, because I had a very bad experience practicing picket turns with my pointe shoes, and I had the glued leather caps or glued suede caps in those pointe shoes, and they just ripped right off. That was the first time that happened to me, and I was surprised because I had proper glue. I bought it from the dance store, and I had high quality leather caps, but still the glue, it just didn't work. So at the moment I'm not able to trust glued leather caps, so I would really want to have stitch caps at the moment, and I haven't found here in Finland a dance store that would have stitched leather caps in Russian Pointe Reveal pointe shoes, and that is something that I have to investigate further. As I start my center exercises or center combinations, I switch shoes, and here I am now using the Russian class RC-46 shoes, my new pointe shoes, which are much harder, so the shank is harder and the overall quality of the shoe, it is stronger. It is very sturdy and stable shoe. This is a very promising shoe. At the moment, I am very much interested in moving into trying some more complicated or difficult, demanding movements and combinations in the center. And as this shoe is very sturdy and also very stable, I'm getting the feeling that perhaps with these shoes I would be able to try some more demanding pointe work in the center. However, I have noticed a little bit of sinking, especially in my left shoe, and I have to find some way to fix this. And I have been considering that perhaps I will add Gainer Minden box liners in my left shoe at least. So I will perhaps try double box liners and see how that works. and that would be to lower the crown of at least the left shoe, and that would be one solution. Or I could just tape or somehow protect my big toe with paddings or something. I have to try different things because the shoes are fine for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then when my feet get very warm, my feet have the way of slightly compressing themselves smaller when I'm warm. You may also have this, or I know that some dancers have the opposite effect, so that the feet get somehow bigger when they are warm and practicing on point. But after like 15 or 20 minutes, I start to notice this, and it's not good. I have to find a way to fix it so that I don't hurt my big toes. And in addition to that, because these shoes are harder overall, I feel that the harder wings can also rub the sides of my feet a little bit. So that is also a difference compared to the Russian Pointe Reveal. But taping my toes and taping the tarsals helps with that problem. And a big benefit for me at the moment of these shoes, and I could say one of the best parts, is that they have the stitched suede tips or suede caps. So I don't have to worry about the glued leather caps ripping off, and I feel very safe moving in these new shoes. Now I have the dilemma. Which shoes are better? I really don't know. Should I order another pair of RC-46 to have them ready when these ones are dead? Or should I try to custom order the Reveal with a perhaps harder shank and also stitched leather caps through our dance shop? I really don't know. As I mentioned, there are pros and cons in both of these shoes. So I really have to think about this. So I'm just going to let this sit for a while and decide later. As you can see, I never just settle with my shoes. I think that finding the right pointe shoes is way too important. So my advice for you is to don't settle for mediocre shoes. I'm sure that you can find better ones. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this journey with me. To all my fellow adult dancers and late starters out there, just keep pushing, listen to your body, and enjoy every single step of your journey. I think that hard work truly pays off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.